Hi, everybody. So, I'd like to comment on a couple of things, actually. So, my name is Uriel. Yuri. You can call me Yuri or Uriel. Um, I'm, um, I'm a Russian Jew, originally born in the Ukraine, but most of my life I grew up, I grew up in the U.S. in New York, a place called Brooklyn. Anyways, to get to my comments, I'd like to comment on some of the anti-Israel propaganda. That's pretty much all over the internet. Definitely all over college campuses in Brooklyn and elsewhere in the U.S. and all around the world. Even in Israel, actually, there's anti-Israel activism. Quite ironic, but yeah, it exists everywhere. Um, and there's a guy named amongst many, but there's a guy named Miko Peled who's spreading lots of anti-Israel propaganda. Uh, Granted, some of the things and a lot of the things he says are true, which are unfortunate, but they're true. But some of them are a little over exaggerated, perhaps. Some things maybe he says are maybe I'm not as well aware of. Definitely sounds true. Doesn't sound too hard to believe. But you know what? He doesn't offer any real solution to peace in the Middle East or really anything. He just complains about the issue on and on and on and on. Uh, yeah, there's no real solution. So I'm not gonna do that in my video. It's already almost 2 minutes long. I'm trying to keep it simple. Personally, I'm not gonna sit here and defend Israel because the truth of the matter is, hey, one, the Israeli government isn't paying me any money to defend them. Why would I defend them? For what? What would they give me? So I don't really care about Bibi Netanyahu. I don't care about the Israeli government. But as a Jew, I'm not from Israel, so I guess the only connection I have is that I'm a Jew and descendant of the original Jewish people from from that part of the world. But anyhow, to get to my what am I trying to defend here? I'm trying to defend the right for human beings of the Jew of the descendants of the original ancient Hebrews, which are Jewish people today, of all ethnic backgrounds, meaning Ashkenazi Jews from Eastern Europe and Central Europe, Sephardic Jews from the from originally from the Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain and Portugal. Later moved out to North Africa, the Moroccans, the Tunisians, the Mizrahi Jews, which have come to be known as Sephardic Jews from elsewhere in the Middle East, such as Turkey, the Caucasus region, like Azerbaijan, Georgia, Armenia, um, southern Russia, like Dagestan, Chechnya, places as such, Kafkaz. Other Mizrahi Jews, like the Bukharians in Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and everywhere else around Central Asia. So all Jews today are descendants, to some degree at least, to the ancient Hebrews. If that weren't true, why in the world do we follow Judaism? Do you think somebody wants to necessarily follow all the laws of the Torah requires? I don't know about that. A lot of Jews don't even do it because you know what? It's actually quite difficult. Maybe if we were not the descendants of the ancient Hebrews, we probably wouldn't even do any of these things. We wouldn't call ourselves Jews. And you know what? Maybe we wouldn't be discriminated against also. Huh. Ever thought about that? Think about it. So, in closing, yes, the Jewish people do have a right to live in the Middle East, as do Palestinians. No one's denying their right to live there. I know they live there. I'm not going to say who lived there first. I mean, I think, you know what? There are people that are going to accept facts, and there are people who are not going to accept them. It is a fact that the Jewish people have lived there first in mass numbers. Before the Jewish people lived there, there were other nomadic tribes known as the Canaanites, the Assyrians, and others who lived in that area before Abraham got there. That was many, many, many years ago, thousands of years ago. For the most part, Jewish people have lived there in mass numbers. were forced out by the Romans. The Romans were quite powerful, similar to the way the United States is pretty powerful. The United States is today's Roman Empire. So if the United States wanted to force people out of their country today, they can do it. And they do it. You see them doing it in Afghanistan, you see them doing it in Iraq. Come on. I mean, the United States defeated communism too. Well, at least was a huge influencer in that. For better or for worse, they definitely destroyed the Soviet Union and the whole Eastern Bloc. Today, the whole world is Americanized. The whole world. It's the same. You see the same advertisements, same music, same movies, similar fashion trends. The whole world is an extension of Americanism. It's true. Think about it. I say quote unquote because whatever you want to call this stuff. Anyhow, back to what I'm saying. So yes, the Jews first did live in Israel, Palestine, whatever you want to call it. The area from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea, whatever you want to call it. The Palestinians did come to live there later. I don't care if they're called Arabs, Jordanians, Palestinians. A group of Arabs lived over there, and it was their home. So of course it's wrong to force them out of their homes. That's absolutely wrong. I wouldn't want to be forced out of my apartment in Brooklyn, right? I mean, not unless I find something better. I mean, really. You know? But normally speaking, of course, they don't want to be forced out of their homes. Now, it probably would be a better idea to try to live in peace. Now, that sounds very nice, right? And they haven't been able to achieve peace, and for so many years. And you know why? Very simple. This is just one explanation to it. I think it is convenient for the world not to have peace in the Middle East, which is so sad. Yeah, it's convenient for the world. It's terrible. Yeah, there's no peace in many other regions of the world too. You know how much fighting goes on in Burma and Myanmar in Southeast Asia? Oh, do some research on it. Google Myanmar, Burma wars, the Yugoslav secession wars, the ethnic cleansing over there, the Serbians and the Albanians in Kosovo, all these things. There's so many wars in Africa. So many wars are all around the world. The Middle East is not the only conflict in the world. It gets so much attention. Why? Because for some reason Jews always get attention. Gosh, sometimes it's not a good thing. It's probably more of a curse than a blessing. But anyhow, um, both people deserve a chance to live there. And you know what? Israel is full of Palestinians that live in Israel that have all the rights that Israelis have. Do they get discriminated against? Yes, they do, which is terrible. But so do Ethiopian Jews because they're black and they're Jews. So do Russian Jews, like from Ukraine, from Belarus, from Russia, other Central Asia, Caucasus. Russian-speaking Jewish people do also get discriminated against by other Israelis, Sabras as they call them. You know, Sabra means somebody who's born in Israel, so they figure they're better than these Russian immigrants who came there, or these Ethiopians because they're black. They're even like, because of their appearance, they look upon in even in a worse off way.